Hey friends, welcome back to Llama Mama Kayla's Crazy Tube. That's me. How are you all doing today? I hope you're doing fine. I am working on this Pikachu. I really would like to get this finished today because I have other things I want to do. I don't want to spend a whole week doing this project. I want to get it done. And so I will tell you, I'm questioning the project already because this is the head. It came out pretty large head. And then this is the body. And I was like, what? But then, okay, a lot of times amigurumi's head will be bigger than the bodies and such. So it's probably going to work out fine. But I was a little bit shocked that the body turned out so small. Okay, so then I started on the ears, and I got this big twist dark gray, which looks black, but it's really just a very dark gray. And I tried doing the ears, y'all, and I just cannot see the stitches. I just can't see it, and it was just so frustrating. And I have lights. I have lights here on my desk, and I have glasses on, and this is a magnifying here. I simply cannot see the stitches enough to crochet into them. I mean, it was just so aggravating. I was ready to open the front door, throw that project out, and I don't know. Okay, so I said, okay, I gotta make these ears. The top tip of them is black, and I don't know. So the only way I'm gonna be able to do it is to loom knit it. So I got this spool loom out, and I'm fixing to just try to do something here because I feel like I gotta get this done. It's a birthday gift that a lady wanted. She went up to the desk at the flea market and asked her to, call me and ask me, could I make a Pikachu? And I said, sure, I can do that. I had made a Pikachu before and put it in a booth, a market that I had going on, and sold it. So I was like, oh yeah, sure, I can do that. Well, I didn't leave enough tail. I thought I left a longer tail than that. Okay, okay, let me see. And so anyway, I should have said, let me check on that and I'll get back to you in a day or two. And I should have just came right in here and started working on that to see, if I was going to be able to do it. And I should have just made it right away. And I didn't because I was thinking, oh yeah, I can whip that up. No big deal. I've made one before. Well, I probably had more fingers back then when I made that one before, honestly. And so, and my eyes probably was a little bit in better condition then. And so, I'm even having trouble just seeing the stitches here. So I kind of regret taking that order. I do. All right, I'm holding it with my thumb down here to hold that yarn. I'm going to try to... Okay. Now, I should be able to go a little bit faster. I'm just going to do 3 rows of the black. I already did this, and I tried to do the same number of rows that it was calling for on the pattern, which was 6 rows of the black, and it was way too long. So I'm just going to do 3 rows of the black. This is row 2. Then I'm going to change over to yellow and probably do 5 rows of yellow, 5 or 6. I'm not sure yet. I don't want it to end up too long. These ears, you know, when they look like, I don't want them to be too long. I don't know. And I can't see. Alright. What are you guys up to today? What you got going on? I want to finish this Pikachu. Oh, where's the other strand? What? Oh. That means I took off too many, and the other one, I gotta start over. This is part of it, part of crafting. Sometimes you have to start over. It's not going to be the first or the last time, right? Okay, so Sassy, did you come to help me? Okay. Okay. Let's do this again, Sassy. Okay. I'm trying, y'all. Okay. I need to pay attention to what I'm doing so that I don't okay, and then I need to pull that and tighten it. Okay. Now, let me try this again and see. I took off too many because I'm using I'm just double stranding this. And I don't know if I put the right one back on because I can't see them. I don't know. I got 2 strands on, 2 strands over here, but I don't know if I put the right strand back on here. So I'm using 2 strands because 1 strand just would not be sufficient enough. So it needs to be 2 strands. It would look much better. And like I said, I don't know if I pulled the right string loop back on or not. And I probably did not because I see a big hole right there. I'm gonna redo it. It's my last try. If I can't get it, I don't know what I'm going to do, but it's my last try. Y'all got it? It's my last try. I don't know what I'm doing making a slip knot, but okay. I could make a slip knot and hook that to this, but then it'd be too tight to pull over. I know that because you know, it's the way it used to be. But I'm just going to pull some yarn through so I can hold it a little better. Okay. I need to pull this one over so it locks that tail down there in place. Okay, and I need to pull this one over and make sure I only get 2 strands and not 3 strands. But see, I can't see. Oh my gosh, I can't see what I'm doing. It would really be nice if I could see. And okay, I got 2 strands on here. I believe I do. Let me look and see. Yes, I have 2 strands. If y'all only knew the struggles. Is my tail gonna tighten that back up? Yeah. I thought this would go kind of fast, but maybe once I get going, because right now it is slow go. And this is getting on my nerves. I'm having a bad day. Anybody else having a bad day? Okay. Sassy, give me my paper. Here, you mark these off. Row 1 is done. When I finish row 2, you mark it off, Sassy. She's looking at it like, what? What do you want me to do? Okay, Sassy? When I finish this row, you mark off number 2. Oh. Okay, let's see. Is this going to turn out? Is this like a mess here? Oh my goodness. Lord, help me. Help me, Lord. Okay. Sassy, mark off number 2. Come on. You can do it. You want me to show you how? Sassy, you just take the pen and you got to mark off number 2, okay? Next, you mark off that one, number 3. Can you do that, Sassy? She's really looking at it like she's trying to decide if she's going to do it or not. All right, this is number 3 right here, Sassy. I'm almost done with it. You got to mark it off. And then I'll be changing to the yellow yarn. And I'm either going to do, I have 3, 4, 5 rows or 6 rows. I'm not really sure. And she's she's going to lay on top of it. All right, Sassy, here. Let me mark off number 3, since you didn't. All right. There. The tip should be black, and the rest of it is yellow. Let me find my yellow tail. Here it is. I'm using 2 strands together, one out of the middle and one that wraps around the outside of it. And so I am going to tie this on to that black strand, and I'm going to push it all the way down to the previous peg, tight all the way down, and then I'm going to tie this tighter. And actually this strand is too long, so I'm going to cut it off a little. And I'm going to tie this tail to that tail, because this should be on the inside of the ear when it gets done. And I'm going to cut this right there. Okay, there we go. And now I can just go around with my yellow, and it should get a little easier because I'm not having to hold that black and all that. And I'll be able to see the yellow, and you know, whereas I couldn't see the black. Alright, I got it now. Sassy, we have to mark them off. Come on, back up. Back up, because I cannot remember squat and will forget what row I'm on very easily. Like I could say, I'm on row 4, and then tell you that my favorite color is yellow, and then say, oh, I can't remember what number I'm on. That's how fast my memory goes. Ugh. Sassy, what you think, girl? Is this gonna work? I don't know if it's ears on top of his head or antennas or whatever, but did I mark off? Sassy, I think I was supposed to mark something right then. See, I can't even remember to mark my stuff. I think that was row 5. I need to remember to mark as soon as I flip them all over. And see, I might have marked. I don't remember. That was row 6. Maybe. I think I'm going to get Big Daddy to crank me out 2 big yellow sleeves. No, one big yellow sleeve. And double it up and make a knitting machine Pokemon Pikachu to put in the booth, because this one's going to that lady. But I think I could do another one if this works out right here. Okay, so I think I might have mismarked a minute ago. I think I had marked 4 off and then wrapped the thing and then marked 5 off before I threw them over. I think that's what I did. So I think this might be row 7. So I want the yellow to be a little bit longer than the black, of course. The black is just supposed to be the tip. And I may get Big Daddy to look at the other colors and of Pokemon characters and make me some sleeves to do a couple more characters. I don't know yet. I gotta look at them and see which ones I think I would be able to recreate without a pattern and just making something. Okay, I think that might be row 8. So that would only be 2 rows longer than the yellow, so I think I should go one more. And then I'm going to take this off and see how it looks on the head. If it, if I should have made it longer or shorter or what. And then I can either make one the same size or know what I need to adjust and make one, accordingly. Okay, let's see. I think that's going to be about right. Maybe, I don't know. I don't want to get it too big and I don't want it to be too little. Right now it looks awful little. Maybe I should do one more. I'm telling y'all, I'm like a crazy person. Because the black is about right here, and then I'm going to do one more. And that'll give 10 rows. 3 of them's black, and the rest of them is yellow. And I think that will work out okay. And then I can do another one the same size if it looks like it fits and everything. Are y'all anxious to see? I am. All right. And I'm going to go, I'm going to cut my yarn. And then from here, I need to pull it up. Oh, goodness. Well, that should have went a little bit better. I'm trying to just make a drawstring. And so I need to do that all the way around, pull them through the stitches that's on here. I don't know why it's not going so smoothly, but it'll be okay. Whew. What are you working on today? What you working on? What's keeping you busy today? Let's see. All right, about to come off. Uh-oh. Oh, wow, I left some of them on there, but okay. Here we have the yellow and we have the black. And here's the head. And so that would be right here. I think it's gonna work. I don't think it's too long and I don't think it's too short. But I'm gonna see if I can count this to see how many rows I did use. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I know I did more than 8 rows. I'm counting 8, but I believe I did 9 to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't know. I'm only counting 8. I don't know. I'm just a wee bit frustrated here. So this black, I'll tie that yarn off and pull it through. And the same thing for the yellow. I don't know. That's what I'm working on. We'll see how it goes. Here I go for my doctor's appointment. Last week I came on the wrong day. So this is take 2. Now I'm on the right day, I hope. But I have 2 appointments. One is at 12:30 and one is at 1. And so you know that 12:30 appointment is not going to be over by 1. So I came a little bit early so I can go to my 1 o'clock appointment and tell them I'm here. But I have appointment at 12:30. But as soon as it's over, I'll come back over here. I just want to let them know I'm here and I'm not late. So that's what I'm doing. A few minutes early to let them know that. How y'all doing? Hey. There's nobody here, but the parking lot was full. I went into eye clinic and that's not even the correct place for my 1 o'clock appointment. It's in another building that's not even here. Oh, I think I could crochet that squishmallow right there. We could crochet that. But I'm not gonna walk down to the other building to tell them I'm here and then walk back down here for my appointment and then walk back down there. Yeah, hey, how are you? I just can't do all that. So, I always look at this picture every time. So, I'm gonna ask them in here when I go in for my appointment if they could call and let them know that I'm here, but I'm at this other appointment. and I'll be late. I don't know. Alright guys, here's my doctor's office right here. Please go to Central Registration to be registered. They're trying to kill me. Now I have to go to Central Registration to get registered, which I don't normally have to do. They normally do it there. But they're trying to kill me. Don't they know I only have so many steps in a day? I can't be wasting all my steps running around this hospital. So, hey, how are you doing? Well, he was rude. I like this picture right here too. Yeah. Alright. So I got checked in for my 12:30 appointment, and I told him about my 1 o'clock appointment. And asked him if he would call over there and let them know. He said, "Oh, you'll make it, you'll be okay." And I said, "Well, I don't think that appointment will be over in 30 minutes. I want him to know I'm here, I'm not late." And then he said, "I'll call him." I don't believe he really is. But they're killing me up here, walking all over this hospital. Alright, I'm back at my 12:30 appointment. I'm still waiting, and it's time for my next appointment. I knew that's how that would work out, but that's the way it is. So I'm waiting, and we'll see what happens. Thanks for coming with me to the doctor today and keeping me company while I wait. I went to the waiting room here, and then I went to triage, and now I'm in the room. Well, my appointment is over, and I do not have to go to the second appointment because it's not even for me. So the second appointment was some kind of diabetes appointment, and so I asked my doctor, I said, "I have an appointment that started like a little while ago in the next building over, but it's for diabetes, and as far as I know, I'm not diabetic, and if I am, when did I get that diagnosis? And I don't take medication for diabetes or anything." And he said, "Let me look." He looked all through my chart, my blood work, and he said, "You are not diabetic. Your blood work does not reflect diabetes, and you don't need to go to that appointment." And he tried to find out who made that appointment, but he never could see how that appointment even popped up on my chart. I think it was by accident. But anyway, I am headed home to crochet. I'm almost done with that Pikachu. I look like a drowned rat. I swear. The wind out there is so bad. Like my friend Angela told me this morning that I didn't even have to brush my hair to go to the doctor because the wind was going to mess it up anyway. And she was right. That wind out there is whipping so bad that my hair is just all over the place. I sat in the doctor's office looking through this book right here. I looked all through this book, and now I want to go home and crochet everything in it. And then I also was looking in this book. And let me see if I can hold it up. It's hard to hold it up with a thumb. Okay. I also looked in this book while I was waiting. And I want to go home and make everything in that book too. I did talk to him about, I was talking about my mind just jumping all over the place and can't concentrate. And I jump from one project to the next and all that. And he didn't see a problem with that. He asked me, we talked, and in the conversation, he asked me, was I depressed? And I said, well, I don't think so. I said, I get sad about things sometimes, but I don't think I'm depressed. But, I do get sad about things. And then he's like, how many times a week do you cry? And I was like, well, it depends on if I have something to cry about or not. I don't cry for no reason. And then he said, and then he was talking about some other stuff, and he's like, wait a minute. Doesn't your husband work in this kind of work? Is this his line of work? And, because of the things we were talking about and all, and he's just like, have you talked to your husband about this? And I'm like, he can't help me. And then, he decided that I don't get enough sleep. And he prescribed me 5 sleeping pills. I don't know what they are. I'm still at the hospital parking lot. So, he prescribed me 5 sleeping pills. He wants me to take those 5 nights in a row and try to get my body adjusted to sleeping certain hours and see if that doesn't help me. So we'll give it a go. But really and truly, I'm more productive at night. That's when I do my best crocheting. That's when I can focus the best and get work done. During the day, in the morning time and during the day, I'm just like, too much going on, jumping to this, jumping to that, and my mind just racing on everything. And the nighttime, late at night, is when I really do my best crocheting and my best time to get projects done, finished. So I don't know, but I'll try the sleeping pills and see if I can't adjust and change up my routine, my schedule, and see. And my potassium is really low. And I take potassium through my feeding tube, and he doubled my dosage because it's just not raising my potassium up. And that's the thing, it doesn't keep it go up. And then he said, that could be part of my issues that I'm talking about, is my potassium just dips down so low. So he wants me to double my dosage. And I can't even do that math right now. It's through a syringe. I just do it twice. Actually, I get 1.5 syringes. So I'll get 3 syringes of it now. So anyway, yeah. Doctor's appointments are a lot. It's a lot to take in and process and all that kind of stuff. But I'm headed home, and I need to finish up that Pikachu. I just got the tail left. So, that's all I gotta do. Get that tail made, and then put it together. And then get my race car put together. But I need Big Daddy to help me with the lightning bolt on it. So, let me go home, and let's get busy with that. Hey guys, well, I am back home, and I am crocheting on this Pikachu, and I said the only thing I had left was the tail, but I forgot that it has some cheeks, so I'm doing the cheek, even though it looks awful big. This is what it calls for, and so I'm just following the pattern. But anyway, it also has some stripes on the back that I forgot about. So cheeks, a stripe on the back, and maybe 2 stripes, and then the tail. Saving the tail for last. The tail looks like it's going to be interesting. It has a lot of, I don't know, jaggedy ways. I was hoping to get this finished today and then get that race car finished tonight so that I could take these on up there and give them to her to, you know, and she can call that lady to come and pick them up, you know, pay for them and pick them up. But I don't know. I didn't realize I had all these pieces, which they're not hard pieces to do. They just, you know, take a moment to make. So, actually, that's one cheek, and I think it's done now. Right, let me look at my thing. Slip stitch and leave. Okay. Yep, my tail is done. And Sissy girl, Sissy, did you come to visit me, Sissy? I woke up with her sitting next to me today. On the bed. She was sitting right next to me when I was asleep, and I was like, I hope that don't mean I'm gonna be sick, because she can always tell when I'm sick and stuff. So, Sissy, this is mine, not yours. I have my pieces like right back there, but I don't think she has seen them, and I need to put them somewhere a little bit safer. But this is one cheek, and you can see this big old head, and it goes way back here. So I looked at it. The eyes should be here, and they have on theirs, the picture, the cheek is like way back here on the side of the head. So I'm just going to follow the pattern. And I have to make one more big old red cheek. I am going to... Okay, so this one, the whole thing is crocheted, except I loom knitted the little antenna things on top of the head. I will show you those in a moment when Sissy decides that she can leave. If I pet her, she'll probably leave, actually. Huh, Sissy? Are you sweet girl? You warm? You're a warm girl. The wind is blowing so hard today. I'm just sitting here looking at the bushes and plants and trees and stuff just whipping around. Alright, so I'm going to make another circle for the other cheek. What is your whelp today? What are you working on? Whether it's crochet or yarn related at all, just any kind of project you got going on. 1, 2, 3. I'm trying to make sure I get my 6 in this. Anyway, okay. Now I think this will be the 6th one. Alrighty. Woo. I think so. I don't know. Let me count them. I believe it is. I don't know. I can't hold it that well and see that well right now. Okay, so what is your whelp that you got going on today? Like I said, it doesn't have to be crochet or even yarn related. What are you working on? Oh, I called Big Daddy when I got home and told him about my doctor's appointment, and he was like, yeah, why would you have a diabetes appointment? And I was like, I don't know. Somebody just put that in. Sometimes mistakes happen. It's okay. They would have figured it out anyway. You know, if I had went to the other appointment, I would be like, you know, what am I doing here? And even my doctor was like, no, you're not diabetic. You do not have diabetes. And so he was like, just don't worry about it. Don't worry about that appointment. Anyway, getting going here. All right. Yeah, I want to get this Pikachu done. And I had mentioned in another video, I don't remember what I said, but somebody said in the comment, you know, that it was worth more than $20, and it is. And I have spent way too much time on this already to, you know, only being charged $20 for it. I would charge at least $35 or $40 on this, I believe, if, you know, hadn't already told someone that I was making it for them. But her limit is $20 per piece that I'm making, and I'm just going to let it go at that. You know, sometimes you just bite the bullet, and, you know, and who knows, it might bring in more business later when somebody else sees it and says, you know, oh, who made that? And then, you know, it could bring in more business later. So I'm going to look at it that way. Sometimes you take, you know, a smaller, you charge a little bit less to bring in more business. So the deal was, it was $20. Now, when I agreed to that, I had no idea what pattern I was using. I did find a free pattern, so I didn't have to pay for that. And, but it is taking up a little time, you know. Just, I've been working on it too long. And I don't really, like, charge by time on my stuff because, and I don't really get how people can do that, because somebody who crochets slow, they can say, oh, that took me 20 hours to make that. Where somebody who crochets faster will say, oh, yeah, I made it in 6 hours. So, you know, that was an exaggeration of hours. I should say, like, somebody could say that it took them 3 hours, and somebody else could say, oh, I made that in 30 minutes, you know. So it depends on how fast you crochet. You know, and to charge by that, I don't think it's really quite fair. I don't know. I guess I can see where you're charged for your time in making it, but that would just make prices vary so much. I don't know. I'm just confusing myself. But I don't really charge by time. I charge more by the yarn. I do kind of sort of, I guess, charge by time, but I don't really, like, think about it, and I don't really time myself. But I charge by, you know, what kind of yarn is in it, how much yarn did it take, and I sometimes consider the stuffing, if it took a lot of stuffing, like if it was really big and took a lot of stuffing, or if it has big specialty eyes, I might consider those. And then, you know, I just might consider, like, how, you know, the size of it. How big is it? And is it something I guess this is where the time comes in. I consider, is it something I can just whip up real quick? Or is it something that, you know, I have to focus on and really spend some time on? So I guess I do, but I don't keep up with time. Does that make sense? I don't know. Anyway, and, you know, I also kind of consider, is the project like a easy or advanced, or is it, you know, is it a difficult project? So this one, just because of the size of it, I'm trying to see what, if I have, I'm supposed to be doing an increase, a single, increase, single, right, a single. Okay, I think this, I should be doing an increase right here. You know, how did it take specialty stitches? Is it easy for somebody else to reproduce, or you know, what have you, and the cuteness of it and all that kind of stuff. Sissy, you just made yourself at home on my desk? I guess so, huh? So anyway, yeah, I would charge more than 20 bucks for this, but I said I would do it for 20, or she said that 20 was her limit, and I thought, oh, I can whip something up. If I'd had to buy a pattern, I wouldn't charge the person for the whole pattern. I would just do a little percentage of it, because I could use the pattern. If it's a pattern that I thought I could use over again, I wouldn't charge them for all of it. But if it's a pattern like exclusive to that person, nobody else is going to ever want it, then I would say, you know, a little bit for the pattern. I think that was all. Okay. So I have my two cheeks. They should be the same size, and they are. Good. All right, two cheeks. Now what I need? Back stripe. Oh, there's a short one and a long one. How nice. Short stripe, crochet in rows, chain 10. Well, this don't make sense. The short stripe, chain 10. Oh, the long stripe, chain 11, so it's one row shorter. I mean, not one row, but one stitch shorter. All right, guys, I'm gonna figure up that. I gotta go get some brown yarn. Okay, I found some brown yarn. I also talked to Big Daddy, and he said he's working over until 6, so he'll be later coming in. And Sissy sat right here on my desk waiting on me to come back. Well, I went back there and found this brown yarn. She waited patiently for me. Sissy, don't bite my last finger off. That's my last finger. Don't bite it off. Whew, you almost got me, Sissy. All right, I'm really through this red. All I have to do is those two cheeks. Now for the brown. I've been running, and then I came and changed the dressing pad and stuff around my feeding tube, and I forgot that when I was at my doctor today, he did ask me had I got a J tube put in yet. And I was like, no, I hadn't seen the GI doctor yet. My appointment got canceled and rescheduled, and then they called me back to reschedule it again, so I don't go until the 8th. So I go the 8th of April to see the GI doctor, and I didn't say this, but I don't want a J-tube. I do not want a J-tube. Okay. Let me look at my pattern and scroll up and look at the picture and come back down the back stripes. No, sissy. Okay, the back stripes look thicker than this, but it's only one row. Okay, well that's good because I can get it done quicker. But I got to chain 10. Oh, I got it. Sometimes that is a little bit difficult to do for me, but I got it. But okay, Sissy, you're going to have to stop all that. Stop. But I got to do half double crochets, and sometimes that's hard on the starting row. Bye, Sissy. Go find Sassy. There she goes, climbing over my stuff. All right, let me see. I'm so glad I'm at the tail end of this, and that's why I'm saving the tail for last, because I definitely will be at the tail end when I'm working on the tail. But I forgot about these stripes and the cheeks, so I'm not quite as far, close enough to end it as I thought. Come on, go through for me. On the picture, it looks like this stripe is wider than this, but it says it's not. I mean, it says it's just one row, and the next one is one row also, so that's good. It won't take much to get it done. It's just getting it done. All right. One more, I think. No, wasn't the last one. Two more, I believe. Oh, I had to do this really, really slow. All right. All that for one stripe. Okay. I think I got it though. And I can cut this. And I'm going to go off camera and make the other one. And I'll be back and show y'all what I do for the tail. Alright, I finished that second stripe and now I'm on the tail. And so it started out with 6 single crochets and then 6 single crochets again. So it's curled up. But before I flip it correctly, I'm going to take my tail. I purposely left a little bit of a long tail because I want to close up that little circle a little bit better. And I know if you did a magic ring, you wouldn't, have to worry about that because you could tighten it up. But since I don't do the magic ring, I'm going to just thread my tail that I purposely left for that reason. And kind of close up my that little hole there that you see. But first, I think I'm going to pull my yarn out. And I want to do this before it gets, too, before my tail was to get too long and I can't, turn it back inside out to, see the inside back there. Anyway, guys, this is my whelp today, but I hope it is, a LFO tomorrow. Tomorrow be a LFO, but finished and no longer a whelp, because I'd be tired of whipping on it. I'm ready to be finished with it. It's I feel like I gotta finish these before I can work on some other fun items that I want to do for my booth. I gotta finish the ones that are, someone asked for first. Let me see. I think that will get it, but I'm gonna kind of go backwards just a little, skip that first stitch, and go backwards just a little so that kind of to weave in a tail and it doesn't come loose. So I did that, and I'm just going, I got stuff all in the wrong hands. I wasn't going to clip it, but then I don't want it all in my way because I got to turn the little cuppet up the other way now. All right, and I need to put my stitch marker on this last stitch. I know I say this sometimes, but sometimes people aren't watching and don't hear, but I mark my last stitch. I know a lot of people mark their first stitch, and that's their preference, and mine is my preference, and the world keeps rolling around, spinning around. Okay, second row. Okay, I did that. Third row, single crochet and increase. So I'm just going around six single crochets, and this is, I hope I hadn't scrolled on down any further, but I think this is the last thing for the Pikachu. I don't know if I said this. I think I started to say it. I don't know if I finished saying it, but I am going to have Big Daddy to crank me out some, a big yellow tube on one of the bigger machines, like that Jam It or something. I'm going to have him to crank me out a big long tube, maybe like 140 rows, and turn that into 140 yeah, maybe 140, 150, something like that. It'll be big. But I'm going to turn that into a Pikachu and put in my booth. But right now I'm going to let this one get delivered. I don't know. I got too many. What am I doing? What am I doing? I did one single crochet. Okay, I don't know what in the world I was doing. I was trying to decrease. I was supposed to be increasing, so... Wow. And it split. I think this is Red Heart that I'm using. Maybe Cafe Latte or something like that. It didn't have a label on it, but I think it's Red Heart. No, what am I doing? Okay, increase. I'd be glad to increase it because it's going around a little bitty, just 6 rounds is tight. It's tight spaces for me. I'd rather work in, like, you know, at least the 8, 10, 12's even better. Now, did I go back in the same? Yeah. Okay, that's an increase. Whew, that took long enough, didn't it? Anyway, so I'm going to not loom knit, but crank it out on the knitting machine, the body. And while he's doing that, I'll start on crocheting the other pieces of the body, the pieces here that you add on. And so loom knit the body, well, you know, what in the world? It's split. I'm trying to fix it without starting it over. Knitting machine the body and then crochet the arms and legs and tail and all that kind of stuff. So that's my plan, and I'm gonna look up some other characters and do the same thing. Let him crank out a body and I'll crochet arms and stuff. Ugh. I don't know if I'm doing this even right. I think I'm supposed to increase that last one. See how this is just so tiny that I don't have anything to hold on to. And it's, you know, tight. And then this last one will be an increase. The wind is, I mean, I know I've said it, but I just wonder if y'all can hear it. The wind is just blowing so hard at times. I mean, it's like, it's probably coming in on this microphone. But it's a lot less scary during the day than it is at night. Do I change from the brown? I hope so. Oh, the next row. The next row I'll crochet all the way around, and then on the last stitch, change to the yellow. Alright. Well, I can do that. Yeah, this video is just all over the place, isn't it? Well, doctor's visit, and then crocheting on Pikachu. Just the different parts that's got to be done. I was hoping I could just whip this tail up and then you know, put it together, but I didn't realize that I had cheeks and back stripes to do. And the tail is, I don't know how many rows, about 18 rows or so maybe. But it's not going to get real big. It'll be quick rows. So I'm going to work on this, and I'll be back to show you how it shapes up. And I was going to show you real quick how my antenna things come out. I did make these on a loom, just because I could not crochet that black in that small space getting started. I was just having a hard time doing that. That particular day, my eyes were extra blurry, bad, coated, I don't know, whatever it is. They were extra that day, and I had a hard time seeing at all. So I just decided to, you know, use the loom. Was it loom? Yeah, I used a little flower loom. Alright, I gotta change colors on this row. We'll come back and I'll show you how it's shaping up. Okay guys, I have been working on this tail, and I've got 3 more rounds to go on it and I will be done. But let me just tell you, can y'all see this tail? Okay, so it goes up, over, up, over. Figuring out this tail alone was worth $40 for this project, okay? The directions are lacking a little bit. I mean, it doesn't... I had to just make some judgments at some places to figure it out. Like when I was down here, it wasn't quite clear, and I just had to make some judgments, but it turned out. And then up here, I did the same thing I did down here to make it work. And so it's working. So now I just got to do 3 more rounds and then it's done. And I'm going to go ahead and call this video quits for today, just because it's getting long enough, and Big Daddy's come in, and so I need to go and talk with him a little bit. I hadn't seen him all day, although I did talk to him on the phone a couple of times today while he was at work. But, you know, let's go talk to him for a minute about some things, and I will come back and do another video of putting this Pikachu together. There is an option of doing the ball, what's it called, Pokeball. There is an option of doing that and putting in his hands, but you know what, I'm only charging $20 for this, and so I'm gonna pass on that and call it done after this tail and put it together. Alright, and I will see you guys in the next video. Well, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me and hanging in there today. It just ended up being a long video. I can't help it sometimes. I just get to talking to you guys and time gets away from me. Plus, I had the doctor's visit stuff in there also. But remember, it's a beautiful day to crochet.